Max Scherzer joins you now right here on 105.3 The Fan. And a good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, this is great to have you. Welcome to Texas. How do you like it so far, Max?
It's been great. Getting down here in Dallas, getting settled in, trying to get everything situated, trying to get the family down here as fast as possible. But, we got a good team, good clubhouse in here. So it's been fun to join this team and, get the ground running.
Yeah, it's been awesome watching you pitch. Now, I'd love to know from your perspective, have you taken your game to another level since the trade? These numbers are incredible in these 3 starts.
It's just three starts. I get it. I pitched well, but I know there's just much bigger games ahead in front of us. I got to continue to pitch well if we want to go to and accomplish the goals this team wants to accomplish. So, it's good to be off to a good start, but at the same time, I've played long enough in this game to realize how difficult the games ahead of us will be.
Well, you were able to strike out the side there in the first inning with that pitch clock violation. I could see you were thinking, man, I want to just ring you up the good old-fashioned way. But what do you think overall with the pitch clock and how it's been working this year?
Yeah, I've kind of said this over and over. There's 3 things about this. Is you have pace of play. That's one thing. You have 2, the clock, and then 3, the punishment. I think every player, everybody, every fan loves the pace. We obviously had a pace problem, and we needed to correct it. But I just thought there was rules that we could put in place, just like the hitter having 1 timeout, not stepping out of the box, things to help clean up the game that would have addressed 90% of this issue, and that's the hitters taking time in the box. That's what's really helped driven the pace of this. The clock itself, it works, but there's just times where it's hard to put a clock on the game. Baseball doesn't have a game clock, so to sit there and say that we need a clock, this is a little bit outside the scope of what we actually need. And 3, the punishment. What happened last night, I still don't even know what really happened. And yet we got to affect the outcome of an at-bat. I've never been a fan of actually affecting the outcome of bat. Instantaneously the moment we have 1 violation, even though if we're playing fast, it just seems drastic to me. I don't see why we need to affect the actual competition of the game. And so that's why, this whole process, I was on the boards, I was at the meetings, I was at the seat at the table trying to address this and be a part of the game and be a part of the solution to this. It's just that I just feel like we're a little bit over our skis on it.
Hey, Max, what makes people from St. Louis, Missouri so damn tough? Seriously, I mean,
I don't know.
Everybody I know from St. Louis is a son of a gun when it comes to competing and battling and not quitting and all that. And you're the model for this.
Well, I appreciate the comments for that, but just growing up there, growing up in the Midwest, I just feel like we were raised right. And I with all the kids in my high school, middle school, high school class, there were just gamers all across the world.
Sure.
Playing high school football and high school basketball, playing high school basketball for, Coach Rick Kirby. You had to run your absolute butt off. So
Sure.
You were in absolute shape to be able to do that. So, for me, I've always said that, my time playing football and playing basketball helped me become a better pitcher.
This is our first conversation, obviously, Max, but you seem pretty chill to us. So that the intensity that you're known for, does that just come out like when the ball goes in play?
Yeah. The other 4 days, I'm actually really relaxed, really chill. Actually, I'm messing around with everybody. I'm a big trash talker, have fun with everybody. Those are the 4 days that really have fun with your teammates. But, the day I pitch, once I put my headphones on, I lock it in, and then I don't want to talk to anybody else. I'm just focused on executing pitches from that point forward. For me, I go into my own world and just stay there until I shake the manager's hand.
What's playing in those headphones?
But my playlist. I don't like to talk about it, it gets me pumped up.
So what is the game day routine like? We've heard from several other Ranger players on what they like to do, but what about you, and is there any superstitions as well?
Yeah, I'm superstitious about my superstitions. I don't like telling what I have to do. I just got too many of them. I feel like it jinx it once you let the cat out of the bag of what you do. But no, my typical start day routine is, be able to get here and just start the preparation, start going through the lineup, start going through what these guys do, be able to have a meeting with, Mad Dog pitching coach and the catcher that day, and, just try to familiarize myself with the offense and, see how we want to attack them, and come up with a plan, what we want to do, and go back through and look at all the fine data, look at all the fine details, and see if that matches up exactly what we're thinking, and then go out there and execute it. Then you go back in the real world. When you're pitching, you have a scouting report in your back of your head, and you know how you want to pitch them, but you can throw that right out the window as soon as you get in the game and something happens. It happens all the time where you think you're going to finish the hitter with a pitch with, let's say, the changeup, and all of a sudden you throw the changeup early in the count, and you just don't like how you don't think it's going to finish right. So you got to be able to have some instincts and go with the ebbs and flows of the game and be able to pitch around that.
What's different with our pitching coach that we were lucky enough to get back here in DFW? Mad Dog, you called him there, Mike Maddox.
Yeah, he's a great one. I had him in DC. He's got a great mentality, great, kind of quips of looking at different situations within the game and giving you kind of like looking at the positive side of the coin, the kind of the glass half full mentality. And so for me, it's just getting back with him, and he does an excellent job of preparation, of understanding what the hitters hit, how you want to sequence them, how you want to pitch them, and being able to have those talks not even before the game, but actually during the game as well, of where we're kind of at within the start, how we want to continue to pitch this guy, and he's just a great baseball mind around that. So it's a great compliment to what I want to do. He understands how I think and how we work, and so there's not really a learning curve right now with him. I mean, we know how I know how he thinks. He knows how I think. There's just a couple new layers in my game now, where I was, let's call it, a handful of years ago. But outside of that, I've always really enjoyed my time with him.
Hey, Max, he gave up his number for you. Is there a bottle of wine in the exchange on this, or is just a pat on the shoulder and say, hey, thanks, appreciate you helping me out on this one?
No, it cost me a little bit more than that.
Okay.
Just a sign and watch.
I was trying to be nice about it here.
Yeah, I got him a nice watch. I felt like that was appropriate. I asked him. I was like, "Hey, do you like watches?" And he said yes. I was like, "Hey, do you like this watch?" He goes, "Actually, I love that watch." I go, "Okay, now I think we got to trade, correct?"
Wow.
That's what it's going to cost for the number, right? And we both laughed at it, and that's what I'm getting him. So appreciate that he was able to give it up. But I don't know. There's just something that feels right when I wear number 31.
It's Max Scherzer here with you on The Fan.
How'd you like pitching against Ohtani yesterday? You had him pretty good, but going up against a great like that, what does that do to you from a mentality standpoint?
It's fun. When you play Major League Baseball, you're constantly being put up against the best. You always got to, no matter what happens, you're finding whether you're pitching the best lineup or the best right-hand hitter, the best left-hand hitter. And obviously what he's doing this year, I mean, he's incredible. I mean, like I said, words don't describe the type of seasons that he's going out there and having. But you got to relish that. You got to want to face him. You got to want to go out there and try to beat him. That's what makes it fun. I've always said you never measure yourself by facing the worst. You only measure yourself by facing the best. And so obviously he's on top of the game. And so you want to go out there and have success against him because those are the at-bats you remember.
Max, we're getting into the routine with calling your days a Scherz Day, and we're wondering, other than watching you pitch, what kind of things could we do to celebrate those days in your honor?
I don't know. Have some fun with the different colored eyes. Who knows where that goes? It can always, we can always have fun with that. So,
yes,
I think that's for everybody else to enjoy. I don't think I can tell you what to do, but for me, it's just going out there and compete every fifth game.
Is there a favorite meal or beverage we could prepare for watching the game?
I don't know. Probably can't. I don't know if I could say it on air, but
wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for everybody to kind of figure out on their own.
Okay. Well, we were cracking coldies at the same time last night, you and me, Max, just so you know that.
Well, that's good then.
Hey, what do you remember about your time being a Fort Worth Cat?
Oh yeah, way long ago. Just that whole draft process. Going through the draft process, and having the team tell you that you're hurt, or you're not quite the pitcher that you think you are, and you got to come to Fort Worth, and it was a chance to be able to get myself exposed to pro ball and be able to go out there and showcase what I got and go out there and compete at the, for me, that was my first time competing at the professional level, even though it was independent ball. So enjoyed that experience. Really taught me a lot. Really taught me a lot to believe in myself, even when you come down to a deadline on the draft. Just glad that I did that so that they changed the rules and, now they have the signing deadline in July and not all the way to next year. So something I'm glad I did, stood my ground, and, glad to see the game change because of that.
True badass. Max Scherzer with us here in the GBag Nation on 105.3 The Fan. You have gotten to play against Ranger teams that went to the World Series. You've played on World Series teams. Obviously, the goal is the World Series. We're loving this season, but what's your scouting report on this year's Texas Rangers since you were watching them from afar and now being a part of this thing in the clubhouse?
Yeah, obviously this is a good team. We put ourselves, the Rangers have put themselves in a great spot. Glad I gotten to join them, but I just know how tough this mountain is to climb. Anything can happen, especially when you get in October. Great teams can lose. Teams that just get hot run the table. So, you got to just get in the grind. You just got to stay within it. You can't get too high and you can't get too low throughout the season. You just got to continue to grind. And right now we got a good team, and we just got to continue to play great baseball all the way through.
Max, my final question for you. I'm sure you're aware that the GM, Chris Young, was a heck of a basketball player around these parts back in the day. He is only 44 years old. Do you think you could take him one-on-one? He's a big guy.
I know he is. He's 6'10", but I got to bet on my youth. I'm not going to give an inch on anybody. So as good as he was, I got to bet on age. I got to bet that I'm still running and he's not, and somehow I would find a way.
Is basketball your second sport?
If I had to pick a second sport, basketball is actually my second favorite sport. My favorite sport. Loved playing that in high school. Not obviously not. I was a role player. I was good, but obviously not ready to go to the next level. But really enjoyed the effort it takes to compete on that floor in that game, up and down on both sides of the floor.
How do you feel about the Lunchables?
The Lunchables?
Yeah, just Lunchables in general. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, it's been too long. I don't have a favorite. I remember having them as a kid, but I haven't had that since I was a kid. So. I don't know if I have a good opinion on that.
Do you take pride in your St. Louis barbecue?
Not so much the barbecue. I take more pride in the toasted raviolis.
Gosh, yes.
What?
Those are my
on the
favorite.
hill.
Every time I go back, I get toasted raviolis. I get Emo's Pizza, and I get Ted Drew's. I get a concrete. So to me, those are the three things from St. Louis.
It's delicious.
Okay, what am I hearing about this scuba diving thing? Is Max Scherzer finding himself swimming with sharks from time to time?
Yeah, that's true. I'm a scuba diver. I've got a bunch of dives underneath my belt. It's an incredible experience to get out there and scuba dive. Something I've learned. I say it's the safest thing that you can do. That's the most high adrenaline. And then when you're actually down there, when you actually see a shark, it's actually incredible. It's a adrenaline experience like none other. And surprisingly, you think they're just such dangerous animals, but when you're actually when you scuba and you're in clear water, actually sharks don't want anything to do with you. So,
wow.
As long as you're down there and you can see the sharks, the sharks want nothing to do with you. But yeah, I like getting down there with them. Swim with some bull sharks. It's a heck of an experience.
Any thought to graduating, leveling up to the orcas?
Yeah, those would be scary. Because those things don't mess around. That would be serious. But that would be incredible to see those in the ocean.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to touch a shark on the nose like they do to make them go away?
Yeah, I haven't done that. Nor do I actually want to get that close to a shark.
I don't blame you.
But yeah, like I said, every time I get even swim with them, they always bug out. I can't even come close to them.
Are you getting good vibes in terms of off the diamond competitions in regards to the ping pong and whatever else goes down amongst the players on this Rangers team right now?
Yeah, I'm starting to slowly get into the clubhouse, see who's good at what games. They got a golden tee in here, and I'm trying to figure out who's the good golden tee guy. So, nice. That I feel like that's the game that's calling my name.
You're the man, Max. We thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck for the rest of the summer, and give him hell. We'll be pulling for you.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, guys.